What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, I am wearing the Fighting Illini orange, and them boys are taking care of business against Xavier. But we're not here to talk about the NCAA. We're here to talk about what happened tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, if you ask me what I thought about the show tonight, I have to be honest with you. The show was okay, but even in all that, I still can tell you guys some things that I loved and I really liked about this show. So let's just start off with the first thing, and that is the tag team match between Los Garza and the Street Profits. I love this match. I really, really do. It was my favorite match of the night. And before we get into the actual match, I want to talk about things that happened beforehand. First and foremost, the fan base in Bologna. You guys are amazing. I feel like a broken record every time I talk about these international crowds, but they kill it every time. And if they didn't kill it every time, I won't have to say it every time. But you guys are amazing. I love how you guys show how much you appreciate WWE being where you are. And you guys make this so much more fun to watch. And as you can see, if you watch that match, the cameraman, every time he got an opportunity to catch either Angelo Dawkins or Montez Ford in the center of the camera and zooming out to see the crowd, you see everyone in the crowd going like this. And I love the energy. I love it. The Street Profits absolutely deserve this, man, especially as your tag team champions. I love this for these guys. The other thing I did really like is, remember on my last SmackDown review, I was like, they need to change their theme. They need to give them different video packages, especially when they come out. Now, it seems that they changed it to a remix of their Pride theme, from what I understand. And if you look at the video when they came out, there's not all these bright colors. Remember, because I said this shouldn't be those bright colors or this exciting music. It sounds like the tone is a mismatch to whatever they're wearing and whatever, direction creatively they want to go with the Street Profits. So them toning down the video to make it look a little bit more darker. I love the fact that they made that choice. It fits so much with the Street Profits. I'm not sure if they really want to make them heel. It's going to be really hard to do that because people really like them. But I love that they're trying to do something a little different with these guys. But the match overall, I absolutely loved it. I love the moves that I've seen in there, especially from Los Garza. It was this one move that they did. It was off the ropes that I was like, wow, that was really interesting. And I love when tag teams create these new inventive, tag team type moves, because it reminds me of when Triple H was over NXT during the Black and Gold era. We will see a ton of these moves that, involve both of the wrestlers on the same tag team, in a sense where they'll create one move between the two people. So I love seeing those type of things. But as we're talking about tag teams, I've been one of the main people. I have been a proponent of complaining about the tag team division when it comes to WWE, of how they handled their tag teams, of how they handled their titles, how they disrespected the titles, how it seemed like they don't even matter. But as of lately, we gotta be honest. Despite how you feel about the show as a whole, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, does not matter. We gotta be honest. SmackDown has the best tag team wrestling out of all three shows. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? Because we could talk about NXT. We could talk about Fraxium being one of the best tag teams actively in WWE, and that's a different conversation. And they could definitely be up there. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But when you talk about a tag team division, about a division where all the tag teams feel like they matter, where they keep putting on banger shows week after week after week, it's SmackDown. It's definitely not Raw. I love the New Day. I love the Viking Raiders, but that tag team division does not have any depth, and we don't have any exciting tag team matches. But when it comes to SmackDown, we get one of those every week. Any mix of any team on that roster, it's gonna be a banger. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter who it is. You can't say the same for every show. NXT, I love the tag teams down there, but they're so dependent on Fraxium being in the ring to have a really, really, really good tag team match. But on SmackDown, I feel like any combination of those teams could actually accomplish that. And that's no disrespect to the other two brands, but I'm just saying I want to just give the flowers to SmackDown, right now for the tag division. The other thing that I really did love was the ending of SmackDown, which I really wish they had a little bit more time for this, but this is the whole segment between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. You had Roman Reigns come out with Paul Heyman, cutting a promo, got interrupted by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins basically said, we can't coexist. We can't coexist in this world. I exist because you exist. You exist because I exist. It's almost like the whole God exists because the devil exists and vice versa, or Batman exists because of the Joker and vice versa. That's why Batman doesn't kill the Joker. Like, it's almost kind of a situation like that. And then you had CM Punk come out And all three of them had the longest entrances at the end of a show on USA Network that I've ever seen. Because, like, you know, I didn't think they were going to go into overrun, but they kind of did. And we had CM Punk come out and do what he normally does, you know, when he's in a bad mood. He stirred a pot. He basically came out and said, hey, remember that favor that Paul Heyman owes me? And he kind of mentioned that, and he says to Paul Heyman, thank you for doing me a favor by, and he wasn't saying that this was the favor, but he was saying thank you for leaving your tribal chief on a silver platter for me. And Roman Reigns turns around like, yo, what is this guy talking about? Is he on something? Has he smoked something before he came out here? And Paul Heyman's like, I have nothing to do with this. And then you see CM Punk jump off the turnbuckle, do a double X handle with the microphone in his hand, hitting Roman Reigns on the top of his head, and then a brawl ensues between them two. Then Seth Rollins got involved. It was like I was watching Super Smash Brothers. Like everybody was fighting everybody. And then security came out trying to break these guys up. And you guys know how terrible the security is there, bro. Like they can't secure anybody, bro. If they secured anyone important, everybody be dead, right? They come out there trying to break each other up, using the telekinesis, like no, trying to de-escalate the issue. And I understand that from a psychological standpoint, but it never works. It never works. And then the brawl breaks up. But I think this right here is a little interesting because we already know CM Punk and Seth Rollins don't like each other. You already know Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have a past. You already know CM Punk and Roman Reigns only have one thing in common, and that is Paul Heyman. And one thing that CM Punk said that I thought was kind of interesting is he said, Roman, you would never have been at the Royal Rumble if I never showed up to Survivor Series to save your family. And I thought that, like, CM Punk, this man is on demon time, bro. He is on demon time. The other thing that I really did like was the match between Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. More so because of them pushing the storyline forward to have this match between Solo and Jacob Fatu. Now, personally, I'll be honest with you guys. As far as this match between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania, I personally do not really care about the match that much. And that doesn't mean that I don't like, you know, a particular wrestler specifically. We want to see Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Anytime Jacob Fatu is in the ring, it's an amazing time for the fans. We want to see him have a win there, of course. But the thing is with Solo Sikoa, I don't really, the way that they're booking him and the way that he feels so directionless, it's just almost like, okay, why is he here almost? You know, I want him to come out because I love the theme song. I really do. But outside of that, it's like, why are we really having this match? It's almost like we're just going to have a match to have Jacob Fatu win, which is fine. I love Jacob. But I really feel like after this match is over, Solo got to get moved to Raw. He got to get a reset. He got to start all over. He got to think about his life because at this point, there's nothing left for him to do on SmackDown. He's been buried under buried and, you know, been feeling less important as possible. So he got to start all over, you know, a fresh thing on Raw. But honestly, for me, I'm not too excited about this match, but I understand why it has to happen. And Braun Strowman won this match by disqualification because Tama Tonga and Solo got involved and Jacob got upset with Solo. And we all know that Solo's going to try to play like it was an accident, but he probably did it on purpose because he don't want to see anybody else with a title because he hadn't been able to get that title specifically from Cody Rhodes. So we already know what this is. This is going to spin into that. What's going to be very interesting is to see what side Tama Tonga pick. You know, I'm assuming that he's going to pick Solo Sikoa's side because Solo did appoint him as his right-hand man. So it's just like, it can go either way. But because of that, Braun Strowman will now face LA Knight for the US Championship next week, which makes the most sense. Man, you know, Jacob Fatu is not going to face LA Knight for that title and lose. No one wants to see him lose against LA Knight. So if any time that Jacob is going to fight, LA Knight is going to have to be at a point in time where Jacob is going to win. Hopefully where Solo doesn't get involved and cost him the title. Another situation I want to talk about is the promo between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love Tiffany Stratton. Watch her since NXT. I feel like she's athletic. But in this particular, I think the match itself is going to be fantastic. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's going to be a banger at WrestleMania. It's going to be one of the best matches of the night. But as far as the split screen promo between the two, it's a huge difference between Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton. We got to be honest about that. Now, if the angle they want to go is that Charlotte is just destroying Tiffany, and if they want to display the difference in experience between the two by giving it through this promo, then I completely understand that. But overall, Charlotte was just so quick. She was just so quick with the words every single time. And Tiffany Stratton felt like she had like one sentence prepared or something like that, and she tried to make the most out of it, and then it was like, all right, well, I got this banger at the end. The fans don't like you, but they're still running on Tiffy time. But Charlotte has something to say every single, like, if you do think just because you're blonde and you can do backflips, that means that you could be comparable to me. Like, it's just so many different things that she killed on there. And I don't remember the last time we had a really, really good split screen back and forth, except for, what was it, Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle, probably 2 years ago, which I reacted to a long time ago. But as far as Charlotte Flair, the last one I think she had that was pretty good was against Becky Lynch. I don't think she, which one, what else the other one she had against, was it against Lacey Evans, I think? I don't remember, but it just shows how much Charlotte is ahead of her. I don't know if this is a foreshadow of Charlotte being too cocky and losing, or if it's Tiffany Stratton that's gonna, you know, actually lose the title at WrestleMania, which I think that's probably the better angle or better direction to go, because if Tiffany wins it at WrestleMania, then the feud is over. You know, then it's like, okay, what was the point of Charlotte winning Royal Rumble? But if Charlotte wins it, then you got the babyface who is, you know, being shown throughout this feud leading into WrestleMania that the experienced one is way above her. Now, as a babyface, she has to chase, and babyfaces are always better when they chase. They are a lot more exciting. The storyline's a lot more, you know, fulfilling to see them chase after that title. So I hope they go with that angle when it comes to that entire situation. We also had a back and forth between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. We already knew how this is going to turn out. It turned out to be the fact that they're going to announce, or they did announce, their match at WrestleMania. And Randy Orton pretty much announced and confirmed that he is going to use the punt kick at WrestleMania, which we all thought would happen. They're going to have a one-on-one match. No stipulation has been announced. But for me, I would personally think that they should have it where it should be a first blood match. And then a couple of punt kicks is going to be the one that puts Kevin Owens out or make him bleed to allow Randy Orton to win this match. But that's just me. That's neither here nor there. But as I said, we had the match between Liv Morgan and Jade Cargill. Pretty decent match. You know, I love the fact that how Jade Cargill did sell the Oblivion. The wig was kind of weird, but we saw Naomi get involved, and that's going to set up their whole match at WrestleMania. So that's another match that seemingly is official for WrestleMania at this point in time. But overall, the show itself was, as I said, was kind of underwhelming. You know, I just focused on all the parts that I really liked, you know, or I thought it was okay, but for the rest of the show, it was not that exciting in my personal opinion. It just felt like a ton of filler. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching this video and my sleepiness. Got to get back to watching the game. Got to help my boys win the game. Thank you so much. Salute. Peace. Have a great day.